Alright. What's going on, world? We up in here, chilling, NBA podcasting, 2018.
94 feet. Roll!
Roll!
And we're hitting, it's on them things. We're giving the New Orleans Pelicans roster a review and seeing where they're going to be, talking about what they're about.
You know what the New Orleans Pelicans, man? If this was 1992, they'd be in good shape, boy. Can you imagine if you had the two dominant big men in the league on your team?
Yeah, Twin Towers, Houston Rockets.
Come on, man. They'll be the talk of the damn league, man. But the way the league's constituted, it's changed so much. As far as the perimeter-oriented game, you know, big men, you need that firepower for the perimeter, man. And the question is, it's crazy. Think about it. You got DeMarcus Cousins, excuse me, and Anthony Davis on the same squad, and we're not even really talking about these guys as championship contender at all. You're talking about will they make the playoffs?
But is it a case of not because they're big men who are multi-talented, multi-skilled, and of a different era? Is it just because they're so used to being the sole men of their team, where that they're with somebody else equal ability, and then they're like, crap, now I've got to feed him and let him score 20. You know, is it that unselfish mentality which they really need to get because they've been on bogus teams, and to become a team, they've got to learn to be unselfish. Number one, isn't that it? I mean, they can just play high-low all day, and no one can mark them because they can shoot jumpers, do anything.
I think with this team, as much as he's had a bad rep for the last few seasons, Rajon Rondo playing there will allow them to play that slow basketball. If Alvin Gentry allows him to be a point guard.
I don't trust Alvin Gentry, man.
Because
seriously, he doesn't inspire me with confidence.
And I'm going to say it like this, because I have to say it like this, that Rajon is capable of running the team.
I mean, he's played with Cousins before as well.
He is. He went to college with Cousins because they're both Kentucky boys.
Okay.
Go with him, no?
Yeah, they're Kentucky boys. The Kentucky boys are there. There's quite a few of them. Davis is a Kentucky boy as well.
Kentucky, yeah.
Yeah. So they just get blood, so they're in. That's it. The starting five, Kentucky, man. But anyway, joking, because I got Poindexter as well. But joking aside,
he was injured all season.
Have they got a guard that will slow the ball down? The answer to that question is they've got a couple of guards that can control the ball and do things. Jrue Holiday and Rajon Rondo. But what are they giving up?
That's how
defensively, they're giving up perimeter shooting and also perimeter defense. Because in the league, one and two guards is going to be a 6'7", 6'8". And who's marking that one?
Outside shooting's going to be an issue for this team.
Yeah, I think that's the primary number one.
They don't have enough perimeter talent, man. Poindexter's been injured all season. You know, they got Asic and the Yinka. You know, they're like dinosaurs in today's league, man. They are, man. They're like, you know what they're like? You know what the analogy for Asic and Yinka are? You remember the old Mummy, the old Hammer horror movies, the Mummy. And the mummy will come after you. They're like, well, you can't catch me. I'm just gonna run. What are you gonna do? They're like that.
And then someone falls over.
Yeah, but back in the day, you watched them films when we was young. We was like, man, look at the mummy. You was scared of that sucker, man. Now you got flipping Jigsaw and you got flipping Annabelle. You got Chucky. This is new dimension horror movies. You understand? They're gonna chase you. You're running. Chucky will still come out the back door.
Is this team in its current situation, will they make the playoffs?
Of course they won't.
I think they won't.
No, because everyone talked about Anthony Davis being this MVP caliber player. He started off well last season, first 20 games, carried the team on his back. But he just gets tired, man. You know what I mean? So, the guy's had like the most efficient games. He did take up the threes, probably out of his range, his remit. But ultimately, team just closed down, he gets tired, he gets worn out, and they've got nobody else. Even Cousins. But Cousins, he gets upset if he doesn't get the ball, man.
If I was playing with this team on 2K, I would. Yeah, man, I'm just being real. If I was a GM of this team, I'm playing these guys on 2K, I would run the offense through Cousins. I'd let him be the facilitator. Both of them can't be scorers because they ain't got enough perimeter talent. So one of them's got to give. DeMarcus Cousins would be I'd run the offense through him. I would have Anthony Davis be the primary scorer. Then it makes either or they can go high and low. You understand? Either way, but then it makes Rondo obsolete because he can't shoot the ball.
But you know what?
The guard's gonna drop off him.
You know what I say? Right? I say, and you guys may disagree, but DeMarcus Cousins is probably the most overrated player in the NBA.
Teams ain't won. Both of them, the teams doesn't want.
Nah. Anthony Davis, I would say skill for skill, pound for pound. He puts in. He's probably like the most athletic guy of his size in the league.
Obviously, he's the only guy of his size in the league. I'm joking.
But DeMarcus Cousins, he gets so frustrated. He gets the most technicals because generally he's got ability, but he's slow. He's not quick.
DeMarcus is an offensive talent. The problem with DeMarcus is in this day and age, him and the other guard that's gone to Sacramento, the other big man that's gone to Debo.
Who?
The big guy that's gone to Sacramento from Memphis.
Zach.
Zebo,
yeah.
Yeah? Both of them two. I said Zebo, yeah? Both of them two games are, you come off the bench, you add some sparks and everything else. The only problem is Zebo is in his 30s, DeMarcus is in his 20s.
But Zach Randolph knows his role. He knows how to get a man down low. He uses his footwork. He doesn't jump high, but he gets a position. And then he hits the mid-range. Where DeMarcus Cousins out there trying to shoot threes. You don't want DeMarcus Cousins. You want DeMarcus Cousins.
I think that's the way the game. I think that's the way the game is going.
Man.
Everybody looking.
I get it, but you know, DeMarcus Cousins doesn't play to his strength. And then when someone beats him, he goes for a little reaching foul. He gets frustrated and he gets technical fouls. So what's beneficial to your team if you're a coach? Your big man out there trying to do too much or doing what they can get 60% of better near the basket. And I think he's just got to just do a shack, man, and just back him up and do whatever.
But the problem is, again, with their team, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 big men that are going to play, or need to play, if not trade. Because another team will use that.
Who you talking about?
Omar, Asik, Cousins,
Davis.
Davis.
How much time are Asics and Inca going to get, man? Only one of them's going to get more minutes, man. Who's going to be their starting three, man?
Starting four? Who's going to be their starting two,
just
man?
had surgery.
Who's going to be their starting two, man?
On the turn up. Well, the two, I would assume that they would run Rondo and Jrue Holiday at the 1 and 2. Jrue Holiday 6'4". Or you're going to start each one more and maybe bring Rondo off the bench. Who's their three, man? Pondexter's been injured. Solomon Hill's injured. This got a lack of talent, man. Seriously,
not getting to the league. So what do you reckon? First coach to get the sack?
Yo, sack him and bring in Mark Jackson, coach them.
No, it's not. You know who's
Mark Jackson would bring fire at. Man, I have no confidence in Alvin Gentry. Seriously,
if Mark Jackson comes into this team, I see two big men out the door already.
You lot out there, you know.
No control, man. Got no control.
Do you think they should have just attempted to trade DeMarcus Cousins for Kyrie Irving?
I think they should have. I think he should have gone.
But you know what? I like Jrue Holiday.
There.
I like Jrue Holiday. I don't know if he was worth that money.
No, but
he's not worth 25
Jrue can get traded for something else.
Yeah, they should have kept him as an asset to trade rather than to give him that money. But
but obviously the Kyrie trade came up when they had already given Jrue Holiday the money.
Yeah.
But from a front office point of view, why did you give him so much? You tell me you couldn't have got away with giving him even 20 a year? 25?
Well, I think the premise is if they don't spend the money, they get penalised for not spending that money. So I think
that's why you're building a squad. You still have
contract
to build a squad with.
Well, what do you reckon then?
Just give a man all that money just goes.
They're paying him more than Anthony
Davis. What do you reckon? Anthony Davis is going to walk out the door then?
He can walk out the door in the season. He's free agent in the season.
He's been there for 4 now. He's got like a 5-year contract, hasn't he?
No, he's got a regular
season.
No.
Oh, DeMarcus Cousins talking about. I said Davis.
No, Davis.
Davis. Yeah. Cousins can walk. You know what I'm saying? It's a big season for them, man.
Nah, I just.
I like Ian Clark. I think that's a good pickup.
I like Ian Clark because he's he's got the experience and he doesn't cost much money and he's a humble guy.
He's come
you know what I mean?
He worked with Alvin at
Golden State. The whole concept of positionless basketball, which everyone's saying the league is moving towards, and it is in reality, is these mid-sized players that can play multiple positions.
Yeah.
These Paul Georges, Kevin Durant's, LeBron James's, Gordon Hayward's, Klay Thompson's. These guys where Draymond Green's, where you can switch, and you can play these small ball lineups because these guys are so versatile. They can do multiple things. They can rebound. They can play these, shoot outside. They can score in a post. This team lacks talent at that key position. Clark, Holiday, Rondo, quality, but they all won. You understand? They're all ball handlers. You understand?
Yeah.
Where are your shooters? Where are your swingmen?
Yeah.
You understand? So they've got their top heavy at either end. It's like you got a girl that she's got nice breasts, she's got nice ass, but her face is.
I wouldn't even go that far. That's ass. That's a poor analogy, bro. Yeah? And Errol Seaman said that.
Her face is battered. You understand? You have to make a decision.
How does a face with a
just leave it.
She's got butt. She's got breasts,
no butt,
but she's got no face, no
brain.
Have you not seen what?
So you're saying definition of a ugly woman with a great figure is the Pelicans, basically. So they've got all the right positions, and
they've
all the
got
right
just the big men.
Okay.
They've got the small guards.
Okay.
They don't have the mid-sized players. You understand? They're lacking something. You understand? Oh, she's got a really pretty face. She's got a nice butt, and she's got flipping
zero size
nipples for breasts. She got like little.
I kind of hear you, but
little whiteheads. Think about the reality of the situation.
Nah.
This is 94 feet raw, man. I'm bringing an analogy.
I understand
the analogy, though, right?
No, I understand it.
Who is going on this team? Who is going to check LeBron? On this team, who is going to check Durant? On this team, who is going to check Kawhi Leonard?
No.
On this team, who is going to check Paul George?
You understand?
On this team, who is going to check?
And that's what I'm saying, and that puts them at a disadvantage. Look, let's analyse the teams in the West that they're going up against, yeah?
Okay.
So, as you said, Kawhi Leonard. Who's really gonna check Kawhi Leonard? You're not gonna do it. Golden State without doubt. They've got too many versatile players. Houston, alright, so Houston, but they've got two just diamonds.
I think rather than talk about the top four, talk about the bottom 5 to 8 teams.
For all of them.
No, but you can't, because really they almost made the playoffs by 6 games behind. So really they're not even far away, even with a crappy team last season.
Okay,
they almost
so
made it,
Golden State playoff lock?
No, but I'm saying who Nuggets?
No,
I'm
getting it.
Okay.
Golden State playoff lock.
Kinda, yeah.
San Antonio.
Yeah.
Houston.
Yes.
Clippers.
Yes, I'll say so.
I agree. Utah.
No.
No.
Not a lock, but they're in that conversation.
No. They've lost George Hill, Joe Johnson. They've lost Hayward,
Johnson,
Boris Diaw, Joe Johnson, the old guy, ISO Joe.
Joe Johnson's still there?
Nah, he's gone, man.
You sure? No, he's still there.
Okay, but even so, he's old and slow.
No, I'm just making a conversation.
No,
This debate. All right, so Utah. They're in a playoff fight along with. So they're one
Top
of the.
eight, maybe
they're
top
one of the
eight.
teams that we're gonna make the argument with,
Pelicans.
along with Pelicans,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
Who else we got? We've got Memphis. Memphis is not making the playoffs this year.
They're not making the
They're not
playoffs.
making the playoffs this year.
They've Vince and Zebo's gone.
They're not making the playoffs this year.
Memphis,
man.
they gave all that money to the guard and that's
Portland. They're gonna make the playoffs.
making a step
I
up.
think Portland, yeah, because
OKC.
yeah.
You understand? So who? So
it's
Denver.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's between the Nuggets and the Pelicans, really.
Dallas.
No. Actually, I
Minnesota.
think Minnesota should be over.
Yeah, so think about that. Who are locks? Golden State, San Antonio, Houston, Clippers, OKC, Portland, Denver, Minnesota. That's 8 teams right there.
Yeah.
You understand? And some of them are less locks. Portland. It's competitive out there, man. New
So
Orleans.
bottom line is them squads there. New Orleans doesn't have a free man that's gonna go against what's in their conference. That they're either gonna play 4 games with or 3 games a season with. That is what they've got to deal with. Yeah?
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
I think they haven't got enough outside shooting.
That is what they've got to deal with.
Swingman versatility. And that's ultimately going to be their downfall. Unless we see something special from their 2 superstar big men, man.
But it still doesn't take away from the fact that they need a man that's going to play. Look, Anthony's not going to go out there and play D on LeBron. Anthony can go out there and play D against Antetokounmpo.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but even then, to an extent, the reason why he can play that D against him is because they're both the same size. Yeah. Are they different types of players? Yes, they are. Yeah, but Antetokounmpo's not. I don't know who he's going to guard at some points or whatever else. But the bottom line is that with that team right now, with the players on the East Coast, they're going to match up with 4 in their conference, 4 games of the season, and in their division, 4 games of the season, and in their conference, 3 games of the season. Are they going to match up with them well enough to have enough of an impact to be in a position for a playoff and then progress?
Okay.
That'd be the season after that.
I'll give you an imaginary scenario. If you're Alvin Gentry, would you, because you know you're missing that key small forward and shooting guard, do you put Anthony Davis as your small forward and say that you're going to be D'ing the Carmelos, the LeBrons, the Paul Georges?
He can do it.
Can he do it?
I think so.
And that's what I'm saying. So I think it's almost like making, what's his name, a point guard, James Harden, saying, yo, you are the point guard now. I think that's the only way.
Okay, so if you do that, then who you run at the 4?
You put DeMarcus at 4.
Who's at the 5?
And you put a Gentry.
Because you can't say the dude's name, man.
Don't say it.
I ain't playing it. Then they become even more of
a dinosaur
going away. Yeah,
and what's going to happen is
he's going
to play 6'7", 6'7", 6'9".
He's going to take up room
and just run up and down the floor.
You put somebody, but I don't think you put them 2 stacked. I think you've got to make them more fluid, and I think that's the whole point you're trying to say. I think this team isn't fluid enough.
I think more to come from this team. I think trades. I think for them to improve, there's something going to happen with them, either DeMarcus or Anthony. There's going to be more big men. One of these other big guys are going to get traded.
Who's on the market? Who's on the market? Who's on the market as well?
As I said, there might be a team.
Omar Asik. Who wants him?
Well, he's not a big contract, so he might be a decent squad player to come in and do
things. 10 million. Yes, Ajinka, 4 million. That's
but who are you going to get for? As I said, look, you could tie up a trade. You could tie up a trade which has Omar Asik and a few other players, which will Omar Asik and say, for argument's sake, Darius Miles.
Yeah.
Darius Miles.
He's not even in the league anymore.
Darius Miller. 6 mil.
Who is Darius Miller?
Solomon Hill as well. Yeah, to get a better.
Solomon Hill's injured for the whole season.
To get a bet, we'll trade him or let him go. But basically, you need to trade that team. Basically, from what all of us are saying, that team is not going to compete good enough, and week in, week out, night in, night out. It needs to make some adjustments. It needs to make some trades.
So we're saying these guys miss the playoffs.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Definitely.
That's where we're at. But we'll see what different dimension in the league, which is going towards small ball, which is in the phase of small ball. Let's see what Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins can bring to the table, man, and see how they can upset other teams.
They've got superstars in their team.
Superstars. At a 4 and a 5, man.
Yeah.
So they could do something, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs. So I agree.
Cool.
You know, maybe in the running for the 8, but we'll see.
Someone gonna demand a trade or get traded.
We'll see.
Alright, man. That's our Snipe for Feet. Roar! At your door.
We're out.
Until next time. Peace.